Brother Amir from Bahrain. Yeah, Amir.
You will talk to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam, sir. Sir, I have a simple question.
Nah.
I'm a Muslim. I don't pray. But I have belief in Allah Almighty. But everything I do, I say Bismillah and I do. And even I'm doing bad, I will say Astaghfirullah first, then I will do that one.
No.
Just tell me that is it okay or not okay?
Okay, yeah, Amir, I want you to stay on the line. Okay, too bad, but inshallah, I'd like to talk to you, to chat with you for a little bit. I wish I was able to ask you, because you said you are a Muslim. Many people do not know what does it mean. What does it mean to be a Muslim? What is the literal meaning of the word Islam and its implications? What does it require? Islam is to turn yourself to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with full submission. Islam is as presented in an ayah by the end of Surah Al-An'am. قل إن صلاتي ونسكي ومحياي ومماتي لله رب العالمين لا شريك له وبذلك أمرت وأنا أول المسلمين. Islam, as the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in an answer to the very basic question and the most important hadith Jibreel alayhi salam, when he came to him, he disguised as a human being in front of his companions and said, Ya Muhammad, أخبرني ما الإسلام. You want to know this answer, Ya Amir. Jibreel came as a human being. He sat before the Prophet ﷺ. The companions saw him as a human being. And they heard him saying, and the hadith is narrated by Umar al-Khattab radiyallahu anhu. He said, Ya Muhammad, أخبرني عن الإسلام. Tell me about Islam. What is Islam is all about? He said, Al-Islamu أن تشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأن محمد رسول الله. The first pillar. وأن تقيم الصلاة وأن تؤتي الزكاة وأن تصوم رمضان وأن تحج البيت إن استطعت إليه سبيلا. These are the 5 pillars of Islam. If a person is required to fulfill any of them, and he's capable, and he chooses not to, then he did not fulfill the requirements of Islam. Let me give you an example. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in the hadith, العهد الذي بيننا وبينهم الصلاة فمن تركها فقد كفر. You want an answer? You want me to compliment you? You want me to tell you you're okay, you're fine, and you will end up in heaven? I can't do that. I can't even assure myself that I will be saved or not. We're struggling, we're trying to fulfill what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered us to do in order to receive salvation on the Day of Judgment. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ كَانَتْ لَهُمْ جَنَّاتُ الْفِرْدَوْسِ نُزُلًا. Only those who believed and did the good righteous deeds. What is the good righteous deeds? The best deed is to fulfill what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered you to do. You can be the most generous person. You can be given in a charity. What if somebody donated his entire wealth? في سبيل الله. But he did not pay his zakah. He will end up in fire. Pay the zakah to save yourself from fire. Offer the prayer to be a Muslim. The hadith which I quoted earlier means the difference between Muslims and non-Muslims is as-salah, the namaz, the prayers. Why? Look at it this way. We said that there are 5 pillars need to be fulfilled for every Muslim to be a Muslim. What if somebody happens to be poor? The Prophet ﷺ said that take the zakah from the wealth, give it to the poor. So he doesn't have to pay zakah. He's exempt from paying zakah, and he's eligible to receive zakah from others. So the pillars of Islam for him have become only 4. And if he's poor, obviously he cannot perform Hajj. So the pillars of Islam have become only 3. And if he happens to be poor and sick, like chronically ill, diabetic, or hypertensive, or hypotensive, or with renal failure, whatever disease, that he cannot fast along with this disease, he's exempt from fasting as well. So how many pillars left for him? To say the kalima and to pray. Guess what? If one happens to be on the battlefield, he has to pray. وإذا كنت فيهم فأقمت لهم الصلاة فلتقم طائفة منهم معك وليأخذوا. In Surah An-Nisa, Allah is explaining that you should pray, and you should pray in jama'ah even on the battlefield while facing the enemies, confronting the enemies. At the time of danger, you still have to pray. If you're traveling, shorten the prayer. If you're sick, you cannot stand up, sit down. I can't sit down, I have to keep reclining. Fine, recline. I cannot even move, I'm lying on the side. The Prophet ﷺ said, if pray while standing. If you can, sit down. If you can, ala jamb, on your side. Even on deathbed, pray by your eyelids. Pray by your heart if you fail to move any body part. No one is exempt from praying, except women during their menses. Other than that, everybody must pray. إِنَّ الصَّلَاةَ كَانَتْ عَلَى الْمُؤْمِنِينَ كِتَابًا مَوْقُوتًا. How can I say that I'm a good Muslim while I have no connection whatsoever with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? I do not deal with Allah, I do not talk to Allah, I do not listen to Allah. As-salah, the prayer, does it all. When I say Allahu Akbar, now I have a meeting with Allah. When I say Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, Allah replies to me and He says, my servant praised me, and so on and so forth. In every part of the prayer, you don't pray, you're in trouble. You don't pray and you die in this condition, you're not a Muslim. You don't pray and you're not a Muslim, the Prophet ﷺ said such person would reside finnar, in the fire of hell. Wal-'iyadu billah. You still have a chance. And if you were to know the peace of mind and the comfort that the prayer will bring to your heart and to your life, you would not only pray the fard, but you would be very keen to pray the nafl, the nawafil, the sunan, before and after the prayer as well. Why don't you give it a try today before it's too late? Thank you so much, brothers and sisters. We've got to take a short break.